Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Release with Ease. I am your host, Edith Bekis, and this show was brought to you by Bold Brave TV. Have you ever wondered what is karma and how karma can impact your everyday life? In today's show, I'm going to give you many details as possible about it, and we're even going to do a karmic debt release meditation at time. Okay, so if you are interested in karma, if you want to know how it's impacting your life every day, then stick with us because I'm coming with all the details. I even took notes to make sure that I'm not missing any of the points because there is a lot of points about it. Okay, so what is karma? Karma is action. And basically, when we talk about the effect of the karma in your life, is basically the consequences of your actions, right? So when we talk about karma, many people think about, oh, it's because I've done something in my past lives. They relate it to the past life situations. And why is that? Actually, they got a little truth in there because people who are not that spiritual, they actually only get affected by past life karmas, and if they done something wrong in this lifetime, it's gonna come back to them as a karmic debt in their next lifetime. So it's not gonna hit them immediately. But if you are a spiritual person, which means you meditate daily, you connect with the higher dimensions, and then you most likely receiving your karma pretty fast. So you need to be even more careful not to create karmic debts because it's gonna hit you maybe next day. And you have to be more in tune to create positive karma. So might you wonder, what is positive, what is negative, right? Because sometimes people who's very spiritual say, oh, there is no such a thing as wrong and right, and so on and so forth. But there are laws in the universe, like the laws of truth, or the law of attraction, or the law of gravitation, right? So there is law of karma. Under law of karma, there are certain actions which is actually creating karmic debts. So that's what I made the list about. Yes, it's a long list. So listen up. You can even take some notes to make sure that you actually follow it if you don't want to, have some struggles in life. I'm sure that by many of them, you're going to be laugh at it like, I can't do this. I can't stop doing this or whatever, because it feels like the part of your life. And why is that? It's usually because of the social expectations, the social practice, the habits. This became a part of our life, actually creating karmic debts. That's why everybody is so miserable, right? So, but as soon as you actually make the effort to stop doing these things, you're gonna see the benefits pretty fast in your life. And then it's gonna have long lasting benefits, right? Because at first it's gonna be a bit of weird, especially for other people, like you suddenly behave differently, but you're gonna see that in a long term, it's huge benefits. Okay, so let me start. So the first one is avoiding giving karmic calls. So this is already means that you're not encouraging other people to doing wrong things, which gonna come in the next points. Okay, so which means you not telling someone to do a certain action which can create karmic debt, or you not how can I say, there is a word for that. You're not pushing other people's buttons, right? Because some of the karmic debts, let's say one of them is violence, cruelty, and harsh words. So if you know that how to push somebody buttons and they become violent, if you do that things to them and you're doing it purposefully, then you create karmic debts for yourself because you actually made a karmic call. You push the button of that person, so they become violent, and they were already creating their karmic debt, and this was creating for you as well. So that means not pushing other people's buttons to taking the next actions which are actually creating karmic debt. So let's go through the list. So the first one is telling lies. So here is one thing, white lies. What if I say white lies? What is white lies? Not hurting other people's feelings, right? And I'm sure many times it's happening, when your wife is asking you, do I have a big butt in this trouser? And what should you say if she has it, right? If she say, no, you look perfect, but inside you think, oh yeah, actually I'm lying because she has. So what would be there the right thing to do? You can actually tell her that, look, sweetie, you can wear a different clothes if you don't feel comfortable in this, and we can start jogging tomorrow. Something like that. As I said, might at first time is come across weird for the people around you because of the society expectations and habits. But in the long run, she's gonna lose weight and she's gonna look better, right? So that's one point how I would take it. But then don't lie, because that's creating karmic debts and then lots of other issues in life. Okay. Then the next one, as I already mentioned, the violence, cruelty, and harsh words, also anger. So it's not recommended to, you're creating karmic debts if you do one of these, but it's kind of, that you shouldn't hit other people and being violent. This is a wrong thing, obviously. Then the next one is stealing and fraud. Again, I think it's pretty obvious. Also, the law enforcement is not allowing you to do that. So please don't do that. And then the next one is sexual misconduct. So what is sexual misconduct means is when you are thinking, it's all about also even, it's all, or start thinking as well. So because if something is happening in your thoughts, is already become kind of like a reality. So be careful that with the lies and with the violence, already thinking about becoming violent or thinking about that I'm going to lie, that's already you creating that kind of seed for karmic debts. And then obviously the action comes from the thought, right? So when we're talking about sexual misconduct is when you want or thinking of a person sexually, or you are actually taking the action sexually with a person who's already belonged to someone else, married, right? And then, yeah, you're creating karmic debts. So that's what you need to be really cautious about. There are so many singles out there. You don't need to do that. Be conscious, okay? There are millions of people out there, okay? And then the next one is avoiding jealousy, greed, and gossip. I think this is pretty difficult in our current society because gossip is like everywhere. Jealousy is like there are so many karmic calls for jealousy. People showing up, flexing, with everything what they have. So basically, they create the karmic call for jealousy with their flexing, right? And then people watching social media with the flexing people. So basically, there is a lots of karmic calls for gossiping. Newspapers are gossiping, so it's in our culture. So it's really difficult not to do that, but you need to make the effort if you want a better life for yourself. Okay. Avoid intoxication and abusing your body. What does it mean? Intoxication is when you're taking drugs, drinking too much alcohol, or smoking. These are the main ones. And abusing your body is over exhausting it, basically. Even if you are overworking, more hours, not sleeping enough, that's already over, like abusing your body. That's also the karmic debts for intoxication. So you need to take care of your vessel because you have only one for this lifetime, and it's really important to make sure that it's vital and healthy to keep you also with a healthier mindset and spirit, right? So it's really, really important. So it's one of the, and we are going to do the meditation about this because I believe this is one of the most important, and I want to help you to release these karmic debts from your system. Because how it works is actually you not just going to release the past karmas from karmic debts from your past lives related to this intoxication, and even from this lifetime if you've done this thing, but it's also helping you to stop doing it in the future. So if you had issue with smoking and you do this meditation with us today, then might you feel like you don't really want to smoke today anymore, or it's not coming to you so easily, and the drinking as well. So might you don't want to touch the bottle today. What I'm saying today is because might you need to do the meditation several times to have a better effect, because these habits, these addictions can be rooted in many deep things, and then we're going to talk about that as well next week in the next episode. What else can impact an addiction? So yeah, so that's gonna happen today in the meditation. We're gonna release the karmic debts for intoxication, and then the next one is avoid disrespecting, betraying, and dishonoring anyone, especially women, master, teacher, and elderly people. So yeah, so just if you think about it, being disrespectful to your parents, being disrespectful to your masters, your teachers, that's a karmic debt. Because they were here before you, they are wiser, they are actually the ones who's leading you, guiding you in this lifetime. They probably put a lot of effort into you to help you, and why would you disrespect them, right, or dishonor them, because they are here to support you and help you? So it's all about that, to showing respect. So this is one of the karmic debts. And then there is one which called fulfilling your duties. So there are three main duties in life related to law of karma, and one of the duty is actually taking care of your parents, and the other duty is taking care of your children, and the third duty is taking care of your purpose, like your work. So basically have an attitude of completing your task, right? And then the next one is resolve issues with family members. You are part of a soul family. When you have fights and negative situations, emotions related to your family members, is affecting your whole soul family, your lineage, your DNA. So it's really important to clear those misunderstandings or clear those negative behaviors between family members, finding forgiveness, finding compassion, because it has also negative effect on your life, basically. And then the last one is, which probably gonna be pretty weird for you or strange, but karmic debts also to feeling grief and sorrow. And it's recommended to look at death as transformation, as passing through the next dimension, and also like use the, for example, like a funeral, use that to celebrate the life of the person, being in gratitude, being in positive emotions. They are actually already get rid of their physical body, and they are, just the spirit having much lighter experience than us. So we should celebrate that they actually had this amazing life here, and now they are in a different dimension. And the sorrow is, why is a karmic debt a sorrow? Sorrow is like you feel sorry so many situations because of we watching the news, because of there is so many hurt happening in the world, and every time you feel sorrow, and then we should eliminate feeling sorrow, because it brings more sorrow into your life. You attract who you are. If you are in that negative vibration, you bring more in, and it's basically a very strong energy, and then we shouldn't bring that into our system. We should again use this kind of situations for praying, for wishing well, for helping, instead of feeling sorry. It's finding solutions for those people who are in trouble, and being more solution oriented than just sitting in sorrow, basically. So this is what I wanted to share with you. And as I said, probably some of them feels like impossible to achieve, not to do, but I'm telling you it's possible. And it takes a bit of time, a bit of effort, obviously, because of the environment, because of what you got accustomed to, because of what the society is accepting from you. So it's just going against the status quo, right? And then bringing in something better into your life and into everybody's life. So this is what I wanted to share with you in the first part of to show, and then we're going to continue talking about what you should do, what is the good behavior which is going to bring you positive karma, how you can actually get good karma points for yourself, and then how you can actually get that in this lifetime, so you don't need to wait for the next life to get all of those blessings, right, and have the lucky syndrome basically. So we're going to talk about the lucky syndrome after the commercials, so come back because I'm sure you want to know that. And this is Release with Ease. I am your host, Edith Bekis, and we're coming back in a minute. Hello, welcome back to Release with Ease. I am your host, Edith Bekis, and this show was brought to you by Bold Brave TV, and we continue about karma. So how can you actually create good karma for yourself, right? Why is it actually feels like you have a lucky syndrome? And how can you do that, right? So as I was mentioning earlier, that if you are a spiritual person, which means you connect to the higher dimensions, to the spirit world through meditations or energy healing or prayers, then you can actually get your karmas faster, either bad or good. But let's focus on the good one for now, right? So basically creating good karma, which is coming to you very fast, you need to practice meditation, connect with the higher dimensions, and then also creating taking good actions, because as we talked about, karma is action, right? So what are the good actions to do? Basically the action is coming from your emotions and from your thoughts. So it's basically compassion, if you are compassionate towards others, kindness, loyalty, goodwill, grace, tolerance, self-restraint, mercy, acceptance, forgiveness, duty, and patience. I hope you had time to write them down, or if not, then you just watch the recordings. But these are actually the very most important actions what you can take towards others to create good karma points. And there is 3 more actions what you can do. I learned this from my karma guru, and they are really awesome. The first one is basically do any kindness with other people. For example, serving them for free, giving them something, gifts, what they need. That's kind of like goodwill, yeah, right? And the second one might is gonna surprise you, but feeding pigeons actually create good karma. So if you see pigeons outside, wild pigeons, somewhere, then and you feed them, then it's gonna give you good karma points. And then the third one, which probably gonna make sense for you, is if you take a job in an elderly home place and you're taking care of elderly people. You can get volunteering job or, paid job, doesn't matter. But spending time taking care of elderly people in a home, then that actually creating you karma points, good karma points, basically bringing you more what you're wishing for, what you energetically putting out to the universe, like your wishes, then they are coming to you much faster if you're taking these actions. So when you follow the clearance, so we're going to do the meditation soon, but if you actually take the time to clear all your karmic debts through special meditations and you're focusing on not doing them anymore, the negative karmas, and you focus on the positive ones, then your life is going to feel like you actually have a lucky syndrome, like you literally gonna feel lucky in every situation, because it's just gonna be effortless. Okay, so it feels really good. And then that's why, because people doesn't know about this, they don't know they should practice this. That's why there is so much struggle out there, and that's why sometimes they wonder when somebody is actually having this lucky syndrome, like how is it possible that that person is having such a great life? Because they actually brought great karma from their past lives. Maybe they were nuns or doctors, or they made something great to people. They created something great to people. They were maybe having all of these virtues, these 12 virtues I just mentioned, with the grace, tolerance. Probably they practiced all of those beautiful things in their past lives, and that actually came that's how they benefited from it in this lifetime, and it feels like they just flow through life and they are just so lucky. So that you can also achieve right now if you do the clearings, if you take actions on, and what is the consequences of your actions. You need to take time and consciously think before you take action, and then you also can predict the consequences of your action. Especially if you start meditating more and more, you're going to have more this I'm not saying like you can see in the future, but kind of like you more can sense like, okay, if I'm taking this action, what could happen? And because you know that, then you are making the best choice for yourself and others, basically. And the other karma what would appear in your life is the karma of your ancestors. So what does it mean? The ancestors made mistakes as well, and then they created karmic debts. But because we are in their lineage, we can inherit their karma. It's pretty tough, right? So what you can do in this case, you still can do the karmic debts release, but it's also, you need to be careful, because how it's going to appear in your life is it's going to be a situation when you need to make a choice. You're going to do the same mistake as your ancestors, or you're going to actually do a better choice, and then you choose the right thing. So for example, you're going to be in a point when you fall in love maybe with a married woman, and then these karmic debts maybe is hitting you from an ancestor karma, and then you make the decision to actually go for that woman and break their marriage and all of those things. Then you're going to get in trouble because you created this pattern. You actually continuing the karmic pattern what your ancestors started, and then it's going to cause a lot of misery. But if you are smart and you say, yep, sexual misconduct and I shouldn't do it, I should just say goodbye and then feel okay about it and find someone else, then you breaking the karmic cycle, and then you actually made the right choice, and it's going to be great for everybody. And then also in your lineage, because you're breaking this ancestor karmic cycle. So being conscious is really important, and making the right choices is really important. And when you meditate, we talked about mindfulness at the last episode. So when you meditate, you can control more your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, and you make better choices, which is all good for your karma. So I highly recommend that. And we're gonna do just that right now after the break. So we're gonna do the karmic debt release meditation for intoxication. And even if you haven't done any intoxication this lifetime, I highly recommend to do it, because you probably done it in other lifetimes, okay? And you don't want to get into more situation maybe in your next lifetime, or in later years in this lifetime. So I highly recommend you to clear it anyway. And because I'm not sure when you're gonna get again into a situation like this when you can do that. So I invite you to actually come along and do it with us. If you are driving, I highly recommend you to park your car and do the meditation in the car. And then after the meditation, you get out of the car, you walk around a bit, you fresh yourself up in the air before you go back and drive, because it's going to put you into delta and theta brain waves. So you're going to feel like a bit sleepy. So I don't recommend to drive off immediately after the meditation. Okay. And if you haven't been here at the first episode, I just want to give you a little bit of details how this meditation is going to happen. You can do it laying down, but make sure that your spine is straight, or sitting up straight. And it's highly recommended to have a bit less light, so shade your area where you are doing it. And because we're also going to produce some melatonin during the meditation as we activate the pineal gland. So we're going to go through first the chakras. So if you don't know where are your chakras, it's highly recommend to check it out. So it's basically your root chakra is at the bottom of your trunk, then the sacral chakra is in the lower belly, solar plexus is by your stomach, heart chakra is in your chest, throat chakra is by the throat, this is your third eye, this is your crown, and then the eighth chakra we're also going to activate. I'm going to tell in the meditation where to imagine it. And after we activate the chakras, then we're going to activate the pineal gland. And as you are in that brain wave, when you transcend, that's when we're going to connect with the supreme pure consciousness to release the karma. So it's really important to go through these steps, because we need to transcend to make it sure that we're reaching those further layers of your existence. Okay, that's why we're activating the eighth chakra as well, because the eighth chakra is opening up your layers to your past lives and for other dimensions. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. And I'm also advising to drink some water after the meditation, because it's a cell level clearing from your system. And it's always recommended to do some, because it's dehydrating you. So it's basically to drink some more water, and you can also feel a bit sleepy or tired afterwards. If you have something important to do, I just maybe recommend you to jump around and then, boost your energy up before you do something. But other than that, you can just keep resting, because being in that state is also very healing for your whole physical body. So if you deal with any physical issues, any physical pains or any illnesses, then just staying in that vibration is already healing. Because when you are in that vibration, you're basically not thinking, and your thinking is the worst thing for your healing. So it's your biggest healing happens when you sleep, or your thoughts are not present, because you actually creating all the negative energies in your system because of your thoughts. So you are your worst enemy. Your thoughts are your worst enemy. So when there are no thoughts, then the healing can happen. And in the transcendental state, basically, there are no thoughts. It's just quiet. It's just like when you go under the water, like above water is noisy, you go under the water is like very quiet. It's the same for your thoughts. It's effortlessly stops the thoughts when you transcend. I know that many people is practicing meditations when they want to quiet the monkey mind, the conscious mind. That's the first teaching of people, like, oh, let's do meditation, just think, just pay attention to your breathing, and then allow to actually lower the noise. But that's like a bit of effort. It takes effort to quiet your noise in your monkey mind. But when it's about basically transcending, then it's effortlessly, just everything stops, and very smooth and quiet. So if you are ready for the meditation, then please stay with us, because after the commercial break, we're gonna come back and do the meditation together, about 15-20 minutes long, and I can't wait to show you this magic. All right, so you are watching Release with Ease. I am your host, Edith Bekis, and we are coming back soon. Hello, welcome back to Release with Ease. I am your host, Edith Bekis, and we are going to continue with the meditation. So again, you can do it seated straight up or laying down. Make sure that your spine is straight. So I'm asking you to close your eyes, relax your body, and breathe evenly. With every inhale, you inhale peace. With every exhale, you exhale toxins. Do this 4 to 5 times. Inhale peace, exhale toxins. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, relax your arms. Breathe evenly. Bring the energy from Mother Earth to your root chakra, and the light strikes the flower pod of your root chakra, and opening up the lotus flower and cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside, which was carried from lifetime to lifetime, bearing all your past memories, achievements, and failures. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise, with the speed of light, so you don't see the chakra anymore, only a circle. Bring the energy to your sacral chakra now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your sacral chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your solar plexus now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your solar plexus, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your heart chakra now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your heart chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your throat chakra now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your throat chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your third eye now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your third eye, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your crown chakra now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your crown chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. And you feel that through your crown chakra you are connected to the divine, and through your root chakra to the Mother Earth. And between the two is the prana energy inside of you. Bring the energy to your 8th chakra now, which is 6 to 8 inches above your head. The chakra of your aura, soul star chakra. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your 8th chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Now start to inhale from your root chakra towards your 8th chakra and exhale back to your root chakra by your spine. Inhale from your root chakra towards your 8th chakra and exhale back to your root chakra by your spine. Always focus on your 8th chakra. You will experience that your exhalation path is getting shorter and stops above your root chakra. This point is going to be your new inhalation point. And as you continue breathing, this point will move up on your spine and your breath is getting shorter and shorter until it stops for a while. Continue breathing towards your 8th chakra. Every noise besides my voice brings you deeper and deeper. Always focus on your 8th chakra. You can see that there is a ball of light on the 8th chakra. You can even rotate it around. Bring the light from this ball of light into your brain, into your body. See how it's dazzling, like a sun ray. Now bring the column of light 4 to 5 times into your brain and accumulate it at the cerebellum at the back of your brain. You can lift up your chin so the light has a straight path through your crown chakra. And now bring the light continuously from the cerebellum into your pineal gland which is a P-shaped gland in the middle of your brain. Bring the light continuously, and you will experience the unity with the divine. Bring all the light, and you become one with the Supreme Pure Consciousness, always one, never separate. Allow yourself to go deeper and deeper. Supreme Pure Consciousness, please release, delete, cancel the thoughts and action of intoxication from my physical body, from my DNA, from my etheric body, and from my soul body, and from my Akashic records, and replace it with I know how to live my life without intoxication. And now just imagine that a column of light is coming down to you, and you actually forgive to yourself for your intoxication. Now you can bring your awareness back into your third eye, and you can open your eyes if you feel so. You are watching Release with Ease. I am your host, Edith Bekis, and we are coming back after a little break. So, welcome back to Release with Ease. I am your host, Edith Bekis. I hope you enjoyed the meditation. And might you wonder, like, how is it possible to clear all the rest of my karmas, right? The karmic debts what you created this lifetime or past lives. I have a good news for you. I created a community on School. Might you know School? You spell it SKOOL. So there is school communities out there, and I created one for myself and then for my community basically, and it's called Release with Ease. So if you go to the school webpage or the school app on your phone, you can just search for Release with Ease and you can find the community there. So this week I'm running a 7-day free trial. So you can join the community for free, and you can actually start meditating the karmic depths release meditations there, because the meditation library contains all the karmic depths release meditations. So I hope you're going to take this chance for yourself and go there, visit this Release with Ease community and start using the meditation library for free, because this is going to change your life completely. And I hope to see you inside in that community. So next week, on the next episode, we're gonna tune into ancestral healing, ancestral defect release, ancestral trauma healing, ancestral patterns. So it's gonna be all about that in the next episode. That's actually a big deal, because many times, again, our life is just completely shift and change as soon as we take care of that. So I've seen so many people who experience a lot of transformation and healing, and just having a completely different perspective of life and taking different actions and habits just due to ancestral healing. So I'm pretty sure you are interested in that, and then I want you to join next week us, because we're also going to do an ancestral defect release meditation, helping your soul family to heal as well, so you can receive lots of blessings. Again, something good for your lucky syndrome, right? So I am here, and I created this release with ease show for you guys to actually help you to clear all your layers so you can have a better life in this lifetime. But we need to go through those layers, and we need to heal those layers to make sure that they impact positively whatever is happening to you right now, right here. Okay. And I'm very excited to show you all of these details, because it's not something what everybody talks about or is reachable. It's something which I also learned in a class and in a secluded retreats. So it's really something which is might you just find it here with me currently. So I highly recommend to join next week in the next episode as well, and then see you in school to practice the other meditations there and other healings. Today is actually new moon. Might you knew that, and the new moon window is always like a 5 days window, so we are in the middle of it. We are actually in the peak energies. Might you felt a bit of this energy? Might you felt a bit feeling exhausted, or more, how can I say, overwhelmed by this energy, because it's a very powerful portal when you actually can start a new beginning. So this is your new beginning, right? So what I'm saying is, if you want to achieve amazing goals or dreams, then this is the time, today, tomorrow, after tomorrow, like you have 3 more days from this window, when you can actually put in some action, even just scripting, even just writing down what's your plan, and then just do some little step-by-step actions towards those goals, because this week's energy is amplifying the attraction to happen to you, those kind of things. So it's supporting also your intuitive thoughts. So take time to meditate, to get clarity what you really want, if you don't know what you want, and then also make sure that you're writing it down and get into action as well, because soon we're gonna get into some retrogrades. March is gonna be slow, pretty slow. We're gonna have Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, and then eclipse. So that month is all about slowing down, healing, reflecting, analyzing, adjusting. So make sure, if you want to really start doing something, is you do it now in this weekend, because those March and the beginning of April is, as I said, is going to be more like completing some old task or getting rid of some old things, clearing some situations. And healing is also good for healing, because as you're reflecting, and the eclipse is also going to help you with the healing, because it's going to trigger you. It's going to bring up things which might you felt like you forgot about it, or it was buried in the unconscious mind deeply, some traumatic experiences, and the eclipse is actually bringing up, stirring up those kind of things. So it's going to be a bit of turmoil in March related to that, but that's what is initiating the healing. That's what is initiating transformation in your life. And again, that's why I'm also highly recommending you to joining my school community, where you can get all the support for yourself with meditations and healings. We have weekly calls there, a group coaching call where we do all of that. And I just highly recommend you to join us to have the support what you need in these energies, because it's a fast-paced, everything is changing, fast changing, and then you need to kind of adapt to all of these changes, not just mentally, but also physically and also spiritually, to make sure that everything is aligned. And I always tell about these 5 steps how you can create an amazing life, and then the fourth is getting aligned with the universe. So knowing that when is the best time to rest, when is the best time to heal, when is the best time to strive or taking action. And that's also what I'm helping you now here to get aligned, and then to make sure that you actually taking also time off for yourself, and not always hustling and then being surprised when you get a flu or some cold and put you down, right? Because then you really need to take time off, right? So it's better to be conscious about these kind of things, and not allowing to pull the carpet from under you. But if you are conscious about balancing your energies and then making sure you know about this, whatever is happening outside of you as well, then you are much more feeling safe, feeling supported, and you have less worry and fear, basically. Because as I mentioned, some people waking up in the morning and questioning, like, what's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you, but there are so many things outside of you which can impact your feelings, emotions, your physicality. So that's why it's really important to know about those things and also learn how to protect yourself and how to be in your best energy, even though other things happening outside of you. Okay, so I highly recommend you to tune in again next week. Be coming with the ancestral healing, very powerful ones, and then it's gonna be epic. Thank you for being here, and this was Release with Ease. I'm your host, Edith Bekis, and this show was brought to you by Bold Brave TV. See you next week.